Oh. Good afternoon, everyone. I hope you are all well, and welcome to our little Easter Saturday broadcast, which is all about the upcoming Grow It Local Community Awards, which I'm very excited about. And I have, not a very special guest. Well, he is a special guest, but he's the heart and soul of Grow It Local, and a big part of why we're gathering today. And I'm just jumping over while we're here. I'm just jumping over to Insta to welcome everybody on Instagram. So big welcome everyone here on Instagram. We're going live for a little bit of information about the Grow It Local Community Growing Awards. So I just want to say that I'm coming to you today. I'm actually down in Melbourne. I'm on Wurundjeri country. I'm here in Melbourne, and I just want to acknowledge elders past and present, and acknowledge that everything about Grow It Local is about connecting to where we are, connecting to the soil we are on, to growing in that soil, to sharing on that soil, and to connecting with the stories of those places where we live. So it's an absolute treat to be involved with Grow It Local, and particularly these awards, because they are fun. They're putting a whole lot of joy into the growing, and whether it's the wonkiest vegetable, whether it's the story behind why you love your patch, it's a great opportunity for people to share and be recognized for what it is that motivates them to be a local grower. Now, if you, for those of you joining us, if you just want to let us know. So I said, I'm down here on Wurundjeri country in Melbourne. If you can let us know where you're joining us. I can see Kalamunda Plant Company and Kalamunda Garden Festival. Andy and Mandy have joined us from all the way over in Western Australia. Big welcome to you both, and thanks for taking the time to jump on and be part of it. Wow, Layla Jeffries over on Instagram, lovely to see you there. For anyone that doesn't know Layla, look her up. That's her Insta, and have a look on the Gardening Australia website, and type in Layla Jeffries and have a look at her My Garden Path story, which was on the show only about a month ago. It was fantastic. So big welcome, Layla. Full Circle, Paola, Pip's Potted Patch, welcome Pip. Dean Underwood, good on you, Dean. Welcome to you. Let us know where you're joining us from. We've got Josh McNamara joining us from Augatella in southwest Queensland. Big welcome to you, Josh, and thanks for joining in the live stream. Leah Robinson, good to see you. Judy from Seaford in South Australia, thanks for joining us as well. So like I said, the idea behind this little live broadcast is to have a little bit of a yarn and let you know what's happening with the Grow It Local Awards, and to bring you right up to speed. It's a treat to welcome Paul West. Paul.
G'day, Costa.
Look at that background, like Mr. Webinar there. Sorry for interrupting. Yeah, sorry for interrupting your lap. What's the photo?
It is. I'm joining this lovely digital stream from Jurunganj country on the Yuin Nation on the far south coast, and this is a beautiful rock pool down the blue pool, which I was swimming in this very day. Not quite at morning time like this, but it's just stunning. Stunning little piece of country. Thanks for having me on here, Costa. This is a bit exciting, hanging out on Easter Saturday.
Well, look, and now you didn't ask me about my background.
It's a blank slate. It's a blank canvas, ready.
It is a clean slate. It's open to interpretation. I'm trying to clear out all the items that don't belong, so I just have a nice white wall. But while we were here, Rewilding Suburbia has joined us.
G'day, Mel.
Mel, lovely to see you.
G'day, Leah.
Farmer Country. Nicola Ross, welcome Nicola Ross from the SLPS Kitchen. Leah's watching from sunny Brisbane. Back on Insta, Paul, we've got plenty of people. I actually live next to Robin, who I think was on your show. Oh, fantastic. Musha Kushu. Thanks for joining us. She's in Mount Dandenong in Victoria. G'day from WA, Ernavox. Thanks for dropping in. I'm very excited. Hello, Helen Seidel. Thanks for joining us. Spiri at home, Ryan Lawrence. So many people joining us now. So, Paul, give us a little bit of the background about the awards. This is the 4th year of the awards. I've enjoyed them. I love the idea, but bring people up to speed.
Yeah, so I mean, you'd know as well as anyone, Costa, and all the good people here, that the gardeners of the world are a really colourful bunch. They're a really creative bunch. They're thrifty. They're environmentally conscious. They're all the good things that people can be. They care about their neighbours. They build community. They cook good food. They're building biodiversity. They're doing all this incredible stuff. All this world-changing stuff is just in their own backyards or on their balconies or in their verge or wherever they do it. And the gardeners, I'd say they're unsung heroes. Really,
yeah, I agree.
Every single person that grows a garden can say that they are making the world a better place. And there's we kind of thought that there was no real like avenue to celebrate the gardeners other than like, geez, that's a nice garden, local garden clubs and going and visiting and stuff like that. So, I mean, the kind of horticultural and landscape design world has things like the Melbourne International Flower Show, which was on just the other week. There's the Chelsea Garden and Flower Show, but I don't think they quite capture the essence of the down home gardener. Yes, yeah. It's the difference between going to like a fine dining restaurant is like Chelsea, and I'd say the Grow It Local Awards are like going over to your nan's house for lunch.
Oh,
so they're both amazing. Some you might even say Nan's house is a little bit better, but they've both got their place. So that's what the Grow It Local Awards is, where there's these kind of high-end awards that exist at one end of the spectrum and only top-end landscape designers can enter, and, there's no opportunity for everyday people. We thought, well, why isn't there a gardening competition for all those incredible people out there that absolutely love their patches? Because we all do. It's like, I don't know what everyone else has been doing. I know, Costa, you've been catching up with some new family members. That's exciting, but couple of days off over the Easter long weekend, I've just been in the garden from sun up to sundown. It's like the sun's up in there weeding, pulling, doing all that catch up, planting stuff, feeding the trees, looking after the chooks, doing all the jobs. Couldn't think of anything else that I'd rather do, because we love our patches. And so the Grow It Local Awards is a way to really celebrate what people are doing at home. And we try to make it so there's no. You don't have to be wealthy. You don't have to be a gardener for 40 years. You don't have to be a professional market gardener. As long as you love your patch and you've got a little bit of creativity, you can win an award. Now, there's 8 categories. Let us know on the chat if you've entered the awards this year.
Yeah, definitely.
Let me know if you've already entered. If not, you can search on Facebook and Instagram the hashtag Grow It Local Awards 2024. Words Grow It Local Awards numbers 2024. I'll put it up on here in a sec. But 8 categories, and it's the best part of my day going through the awards, Costa. And I've got a lot of good parts of my day. Like, it's not like I'm slumming it and then I need this, but to go through and look at all these in like the hundreds of entries that we get from people all over Australia. Like, the smile goes from here to here to here to here to, I end up looking like a ginger Cheshire cat, because it's like I can't look at it and not go, oh man, I want to hang out in this person's garden. I want to meet this person. Oh, Costa's gone.
I'm giving you full screen time. People, Babatley Shippy said, "Happy Easter, brothers." Leah
Thanks,
just said, yeah, I've
Sally.
been at the Melbourne Flower and Garden Show last weekend, and my garden is so wild compared to the manicured show gardens. And
Yeah.
and
Someone just asked what
Lucinda,
country I'm on too. I'm on Jurunganj land in the Yuin people, far south coast, New South Wales. So very, very an amazing bit of country down here. Bermagui.
oh,
Yeah. So all right,
look at
awards. Let's
look at
talk.
Lucinda before you go. Look at Lucinda watching discreetly whilst doing Easter visiting.
That's great, Auntie Beryl. Yeah. Oh, no,
Yeah,
I've just a very important message to send down over here. uh, so good to see all the messages coming through. Thanks, Leah. Thanks, Batley. Thanks, Judith. All the great people. Hope you're all having a wonderful Easter long weekend. If you've got some time off, hope you're getting lots of time in your garden and with your people, because that's certainly how I like to spend it. But some of the entries, so we've got hello Jess, we've got 8 categories. We've got Australia's biggest vegetable, we've got the wonkiest vegetable. So the biggest is for the people that like growing those giant pumpkins, like when you have a zucchini plant over summer and you go away for 2 weeks and you come back and you've got a marrow the size of a man's leg. So that's for the big vegetable. It doesn't have to be like the big pumpkin, but all that kind of crazy, weird and wonderful giant stuff is the biggest category, which we've had some good entries for. I'll show you some pictures in a second. Wonkiest is always a good one because no one grows food at home and it looks like the stuff that goes on a supermarket shelf. There's no one who grows food at home makes it so it's like everything is perfectly uniform and everything's the same size. There's blemishes, there's weird and wonderful shapes. I'm like, what am I even growing here? So don't be disheartened if you're one of those growers, because we've got a category for you. The more weird and wacky and twisted your carrots are, the better.
The better, yeah.
The better. And I said everyone loves their patch. Everyone also, like when people, they start loving their patch and then they start composting as a natural, extension of beginning their gardening journey. And then people fall in love with their compost. Like you're a garden lover, and then you take it that next step further to green thumb fanaticism, and you become a compost lover and a worm farm lover. So we've got a category for the best compost, because people get so creative with how they build their bins and the way that they do it and how they recycle all that vegetable matters. So that's a great category. We've also got the best school garden. So, we love that there's so many world-leading young kids out there, this next generation, the next crop coming through. And, you get to visit schools a lot, Costa. I visit schools a lot, and I'm just like always blown away. It's like looking at the awards. Going and seeing kids in a garden at a school makes my day, because they're so switched on, they're so smart, they've got so many ideas, they're so engaged. And I'll look at that and I go, the world's in good hands. Like look at these kids. Like I didn't have that when I was going through school. I didn't have all these like amazing teachers like growing food and stuff like that. And I think how lucky are these kids, and how lucky are we that these are the people that will grow into young adults and go out into the world. So we've also got the most sustainable gardener category, and that's for one to celebrate the upcyclers out there. Another,
nice.
And that's like the thing I like about that category is that, going back to that notion of a show garden, is if you've got a lot of money, you can go to someone and you can go, I want $1 million garden. And it'll probably look amazing. Like you'll be like, this is so cool. Look at this beautiful parkland that I live in. But but I never think of that as your garden. Like if you pay someone to put a garden in and you don't do any of it, it's like, and they've designed it and they've planted it and they come around and maintain it. Like it's never truly, I don't think, your garden. Whereas anyone who grows their own garden, you can't replicate it, because it's such a personal extension of who you are and your blood and sweat and tears and all those efforts that you've put in. So, and all the creativity you use to upcycle stuff. It should be a category just for the use of Rio mesh.
Yes.
I think the gardeners of Australia use Rio mesh more creatively than the concreters of Australia. That's for sure.
That's right.
And everyone, you're always looking around at a building site. Oh, they've just put a slab down. They've got a bit of extra Rio offcuts there. What are they doing with that? So also, we love our patches. We love our compost. We love our chooks. the chicken lovers of Australia, anyone that has a backyard chicken coop at home knows all too well the beauty and the time wasting ability of a home flock of chooks. And especially when you get kids in the mix, the naming gets really creative, which is great because, it's flexing that creative muscle. So we've got a category around Australia's best chicken name as well. Then we've just got an actual boasting category, like a straight up show off, like the homegrown harvest category. So, where you build the cornucopia, you're like, all of this came from my patch. I've got the basket, it's overflowing with tomatoes and chilies and eggplants and capsicum and corn and beans and herbs and all these kind of stuff. So that's where people really like, that's a pretty hotly contested one, because that one you actually do have to, you've got to have some chops to take out the homegrown harvest category, because that's where all the big dogs go. They're like, oh yeah, well, look at this small ute load of produce that I grew just this this last week. And then there was the very last category, and this is one that I think it's my personal favorite actually, and it's the why I love my patch category, because it's not about what you're growing, it's not about your skill, it's not about growing big or weird or wonderful. It's really just about expressing what gardening is to you and what you get from your kind of homegrown patch, which is again, it's so personal. Like, people come to it for all kinds of different reasons, but each one is as personal and profound as the last. So righto, so I think I've just tuned people's we do some comments and then I'll show some pictures.
Yeah, while we're there, Pip's Potted Patch. So thanks to everyone on Insta. I'm actually cutting and pasting some of your comments into the live stream over on StreamYard. And Pip's Potted Patch, busily taking photos today to submit my entry, but getting distracted by gardening. How perfect is that? Distracted by gardening. WA peacock jumping spiders. Gotta love some chickens. Wow, thanks for all the comments, everyone. Pips, if I had $1 million, there's no way I'd let anyone get into my patch. And Giovanni said, I have my patch in a cricket net, a giant cage upcycled from trash.
Well, Giovanni, that sounds like you need to go into the Sustainable Gardener category from the Grow It Local Awards this year, for sure.
And Maggie Longmore has sent us her love. Hi, Costrum Paul from Nannup. So thank you, Maggie. Lovely. Lovely to know that Maggie from Nannup is with us. But yeah, thanks for all the comments, everyone. It's fantastic to see. We've got Danielle Rowe from Angover said that the East Street Community Garden in Bega needs a bit of love. It's going to fold like the volunteers. I'd say she would have meant lack of volunteers.
Yeah. Keep flying the good flag, fighting the good fight.
That's it.
Danielle. Keep, don't give up, Danielle.
That's it. And we'll keep putting the word out for you, Danielle, which is a good thing. Yeah, really awesome comments coming through. Thanks, everyone. It's wonderful to be on here and to listen to those 9 categories and to understand that any of you can submit into any of those categories. And remember that, nominating someone is a really lovely thing to do.
You can dob in a friend.
Yeah.
Because they're a modest bunch, gardeners.
They are.
So, you're like, oh, no, I don't want to go in any awards or anything. No one cares about my incredible, amazing 40-year-old garden. Everything's growing perfectly. It's just my modest little patch. Happy Easter, Rosemary. You're a creative gardener.
Danielle said, lots of little kids in that community needing a positive love, influence, and food. I totally agree. Jess Wayman is saying, could your local high school send some agricultural classes in to help with the community garden? Look at all these ideas. Keep the conversation going, everyone. It's fantastic.
The culture just ferments and bubbles.
and there's one last one here before we go on to the other stuff you want to talk about, Paul. Jitendra Singh, I'd like to register for this and also would like to register for Gardening Australia as well. I hope you remember me. Of course, I remember you as the okra grower in Borkham Hills. I don't forget okra growers because
there couldn't be too many okra growers in Borkham
not
Hills.
a lot of okra. Exactly.
Of course, it's you, Jitendra.
So, Jitendra, I have not forgotten you, and be in touch. Direct message me.
Hello, Pascal. Happy Easter to you. Jeez, this is nice. I feel like the Queen when she does the Christmas, well, when she used to do the Christmas message, you know, like at the big religious holidays, Easter. And
we'll have to do it.
Here, Buckingham Palace. Have a wonderful, safe, and happy Easter.
Gardeners, exactly.
Gardeners of Australia. And I hope you've all had a chance to be in the chapel of goodness that is your own backyard garden this weekend. All right, speaking of, I've got to go cook some dinner because it's we've got sausages on the campfire in the backyard tonight. So I'm going to show everyone some pictures of some of the great entries. Oh, Costa, he's brought it up. Now, a lot of the people in the gardening space will know the wonderful Sahar. She's a gardener in Western Sydney. This is one of her entries on Instagram. And this is what I'm talking about, Costa. Like, this is what I'm talking about for the homegrown harvest category. I'm like, yeah, that is an impressive looking harvest. It's like those cherry tomatoes have actually grown around the handle of the basket. That's
exactly.
So you know, this is the kind of caliber. Like, yes, there's a category for everyone, but not everyone can win the homegrown harvest category because, like, this is some pretty serious competition there from Sahar. But but the color. You know, this is on Ngunnawal country. It's plant life. Like, look, you've got the potatoes, the chilies, you've got the little cucamelons, the squash, the corn, the flowers. Like, that it just warms my heart to see all this amazing, nutritious food being grown in backyard. So there's a couple of entries from Homegrown Harvest. This one was the Sustainable Gardener category. Look at those, that use of Rio mesh. This is in Canberra, you know, freezing cold winters, hot summers. And look at this incredibly luscious garden here. Just, I mean, I just want to find a patch in there to sit down in. And it looks like one of those gardens that no matter where you sat, like there'd be 1,000 little nooks that you could sit in. Like, even if you lived there and it was your garden, you'd never get sick of, like, you'd always find like, oh, here's a little nook. Oh, here's a little spot. So yeah, I mean, these are what people are out there doing. And this is what makes, you know, what we do for the Grow It Local Awards so worthwhile, because it's so good. The Australia's Best Chicken name, another hotly contested, very creative. So here's an example of the whole peck. Rebecca, Mother Clucker, Princess Leia, Hanneth, Yolko, Ono, Hey, and they all live in the Taj Mahal. You know, so this is, people get so creative here.
Taj Mahal. That is hard to beat.
Off you go. Go and check the eggs in the Taj Mahal. And you can just, you know, that children have got a hand in this, you know, like it just reeks of like, or, you know, just, it's just overflowing with kids' creativity, which I just love to see. Yes, Pascal, you're loving it. Great to see. G'day, Kat. She's saying g'day as well. G'day, Josh. Lots of great people saying g'day. You know, and then we're getting into the biggest vegetable. Here's a pretty solid watermelon. It's not quite the 100-kilo Australian record, but you don't exactly see watermelons like that on the supermarket shelf. And after a hot day in the garden, if that was kind of chilled beforehand, my mouth's salivating at the prospect of how delicious that watermelon would be.
Oh. And I would think, Paul, that there would be seeds in that.
Yeah, and I'm okay with that.
I am very okay with that.
You know, because it was always like a good, as a kid, when you had seeds and watermelon, it became like a game, like a projectile. Like, what can I hit? Like, ting, 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 ting. You got pretty accurate with those seeds. So yeah, no, that thing would be full of seeds, and all the better for next year's crop. See, look at this. Look at that gorgeous gourd there. Was that a crookneck pumpkin? 10 kilos. Look at this. See that the way that this gentleman here is looking, Henry is looking at that crookneck gourd. That is a man that loves that gourd. He loves that pumpkin. He watered it. He fed it. He probably raised it from seed. He helped trail the vine over the trellis. He probably supported that pumpkin as it grew. Like that's how parents look at children. You know, if you put a little smiley face on that and some little pants on there, that would be a little child. But yeah, no, good on you, Henry. That's a great entry there.
Henry, you're a champion.
This is wonky veg. This is a double whammy. This is the wonky veg and the school garden. I mean, look at these kids. Like, that's a novelty. Kids love novelty and they love the weird and wonderful world of gardens. And so when you're growing crazy things like that, big bendy cucumber, zucchini, tromboncini, crazy gourd thing, like they do that and they remember it. So we always like to see the entries come through from the schools because kids just get it. So that's it for the awards. A little bit of inspo there for everyone, as well as going through all the categories. So if you want to, the entries close tomorrow. So the clock is really ticking here. So you've got a little bit, if you're in the East Coast, a little bit of sunlight left now today. You've got all day on Easter egg Sunday after Easter Sunday, after the kids are finished with the egg hunt. Get some picks. The categories again are the biggest vegetable, the wonkiest vegetable, why I love my patch, the best compost, best school garden, sustainable gardener, best chicken name, and homegrown harvest. And all you have to do is take a picture, upload it to Instagram or Facebook, tag us at Grow It Local and use the hashtag Grow It Local Awards 2024. And you're in for the chance to win. And we've got prizes from Seasol. We've got prizes from Backyard Garden, Backyard Farmer. We've got stuff from us here at Grow It Local. The entries are good. They've been so... Costa, I haven't seen your entry come through yet, actually.
Yeah. Look, I don't want to be seen to be taking away from the wonderful gardeners of the country. And given that I'm a judge, I feel like there could be conflict of interest. So
and the winner is in every category, Costa.
I'm going to stay in the commentary box and enjoy watching the awards. Kathy Cavallo, I totally agree. These awards are awesome. Mel, we will have a great weekend, and thanks for joining us from over in WA along with Maggie. I love this from Pip's Potted Patch. Just finished lunch, homemade pesto pasta from Homegrown basil. I'll admit when the sun goes down and I can't garden anymore.
I've got a head torch for that, Pip. Sometime summer nights. Hey, Costa, before we go, I actually would like, if everyone's okay, to read one of the Why I Love My Patch submissions, because these are a little bit more written rather than photographic. And it was one that I just caught today before coming on to do this stream with you, and it was from a lovely woman called Candace, and just cut straight to the core of why gardening is so important and what it can mean to people and why we all benefit from spending time in our gardens. So these are in the words of lovely Candace. My garden isn't really a collection of plants. It's a sanctuary, a realm of tranquility, and an embodiment of life's profound lessons. In the embrace of my garden, I find solace and serenity, a refuge from the chaos of the world. It is where I retreat to reconnect with nature, to ground myself and to find peace amid the hustle and bustle of everyday life. It's a calming presence. It's a classroom, a place of continuous learning and growth. Each plant teaches me patience as I nurture them from seedling to flourishing blooms and fruit. It challenges my tolerance as I encounter setbacks and pests, urging me to adapt and persevere. My garden is a testament to the resilience of life, a reminder that even amidst adversity, beauty can thrive. It embodies the sunshine in my day, infusing every moment with warmth and vitality. To have and tend a garden is to embrace life fully, to cultivate not only plants, but also the virtues of patience, tolerance, and perseverance. It is a privilege and a joy, and one that I cherish deeply. So when people ask why I do it, it's not because it's easier, faster, or necessarily cheaper. It's because it's necessary for my health and vitality on so many levels. Candace, How that brought a tear to my eye reading that. That
Oh,
was such a beautiful, heartfelt expression, and just absolutely nailed it.
I
Nailed that something.
totally agree, Paul. Thank you, Candice, for sharing that, because just the fact that other people will read that and take something away from it and connect with you as a gardener, that's what it's about, this shared community. And that's really what Grow It Local's about. Even though we're online, we're not espousing as excessive amounts of time online. We're actually just using this online platform as a vehicle to bring us all together for things like this, and for workshops, and for opportunities to get in front of people that you mightn't be able to, because, you know, Mel's over in WA and she can't make it over this side.
But she is running a workshop with Grow It Local later in the year.
Yeah,
So
and then she can
rewild your garden no matter where you are. I think we've even got you for a small space garden workshop in September, Costa.
And
show people how to grow on a space like your balcony at your house.
Yeah, and we've got compostable Kate. You know, there's so many.
Hannah Maloney, Heath
and that's the
Josky,
best. Yeah,
Jerry Colby Williams. Oh, the list goes on. We've got a good lineup this workshops. So if you're watching and you haven't come to one of the Grow It Local workshops, they're free. They happen usually on the first Saturday of every month. This time it's Sophie Thompson's the next one, The Wonderful World of Wicking Beds. And this is what you were talking about though, right, Costa? It's like we're all gardeners. We all don't want to be sitting staring at computers or staring at our phones. We want to be gardening. But if you just use like your technology just a little bit, just in the right way, that you can go, well, I'm going to say I don't use my computer, or you can say I can go to a workshop and learn from someone that really knows what they're on about on the other side of the country, and I can ask them questions and they'll answer my questions, and I can connect with this incredible community all over Australia, which you do such an amazing job of in really being the kind of figurehead of gardening in Australia. I know you're blushing and you're like, stop it, but you do such a good job of bringing the whole community together, Costa, and they're such a wonderful bunch that I know why you're so passionate about it, because it's full of great people, and that's why we want to celebrate with the Grow It Local Awards.
Well, big thank you, Paul, for this afternoon's real call to action for people, just to let everyone know that this is going on. To everyone who's been watching the live, thank you for joining us. If you've come in later, feel free to rewind and have a listen back to the awards that Paul's explained. And don't forget, you've got until midnight tomorrow night to jump on. Thanks to everyone over on Instagram for joining in, for all your comments, and for any replay viewers. Don't hesitate to put in a nomination, if not for yourself, for someone else who's making a difference through their growing, and whether that's just for their family, for their street, for their neighbours, for their community, for their school. So many different awards. That's what I love about the awards, as Paul explained. Now, Rishi said, can we put in more than one entry?
Rishi, the record for the most entries this year from one person is 21. So, you can.
Fantastic. All right.
Hard. If you've got more than 21, you're doing well.
You're doing well. Go the Rishi. Go, Rishi. You're welcome, buddy. And don't hesitate. The more the merrier. And it's all about, people seeing ideas, even in the nominations. They see ideas, and that's what the workshops are about, sharing these ideas and giving you inspiration. So, Paul, here's to what's going to come flowing in over the last 24 hours or 30. Yeah, what are we? 24, 30 hours we've got left roughly.
I love a rush to the finish, Costa. And if anyone's watching and they want to learn more about it, just go to growitlocal.com. You can learn more about the awards. You can learn more about the workshops. You can learn more about the seed service. Dan, you can nominate yourself as many times as you want, Mr. Backer. Don't worry about that. And so thanks, everyone. I think that's all for me. Just remember, if you're going to enter, use the hashtag GrowItLocal 2024. Tag us at Grow It Local. let us know what council area you're in, and go to the website, sign up, be a member. There's lots of great stuff going on.
Thanks,
And
Paul.
Costa, mate. Thank you.
All right. Well, mate, enjoy the rest of your Easter weekend.
Saluting the gardeners.
Thanks for being on. Now, all right, everyone. Well, there you have it. All the details. Paul's going to put the links, but basically just drop your image with those hashtags onto the Grow It Local Instagram or Facebook page. It's all there in the comments. And yeah, show us what you're up to. Share the love with both of us. And yeah, from down here in Melbourne and from Paul up there in on the South Coast, lots of love, and share that Grow It Local love with us. Can't wait to see your noms. See you later.